If I could have everybody's attention for just a minute, please. My name is Chris Griffin, and I was the best man at this wedding. And I just had a few words that I wanted to say about Brian, how I met him, and how I got to be here this evening. I met Brian in August of 2002, which was 10 years ago last month. I took a chance and accepted a position as a long-term substitute teacher at North High School in the fall of 2002. Brian stood out as an exceptional student, at least in terms of computer programming. Surely his parents could vouch for the other classes. I was expecting one laugh. During this short time, Brian and his friends demonstrated a level of enthusiasm that I didn't think was really possible for juniors or seniors in high school. I developed an immense amount of respect for his passions to learn and, more importantly, to apply what he has learned. After my time was over at North High School, Brian and a few friends were kind enough to stay in touch with me. And I learned firsthand, not from Brian or his friends, mind you, that teaching can be a thankless job, and one of the proudest marks on my record is having been thanked, or blessed if you will, for teaching his group of friends during that time. I invited Brian to my wedding in the August of 2003, which was 9 years ago, and was grateful that he attended. Being surrounded by friends and loved ones during life's greatest moments is truly one of the greatest experiences we can have. Thank you for staying in touch and for this opportunity to be your best man, Brian. Brian and I come from similar backgrounds and have more than a few things in common. Brian and I were in a few of the same classes at USI. We worked on some Xbox 360 games together, and we've remained close after all these years. I think of Brian as my little brother, and I'm excited to see him take this step. And Stephanie, although I've only recently met you, I feel like I already know you pretty well. Brian's face lights up when he talks about you, and I see the happiness that you bring to him. Of course, his face lights up when he talks about telephone systems and computers too, but it's just not the same. If he gets stuck in a loop talking about a Cisco router, just smack him on the back and wait for him to finish rebooting. Sometimes you have to do it more than once. Seriously though, Brian, I want to say that there's a whole lot of good in this world waiting for both you and Stephanie. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we're all here to watch you take your first step in reaching out to claim some of it. May you both be happy, while never forgetting the joy of the pursuit of happiness. Thank you.
I have my notes because I get all flustered. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here to join us in celebrating the love and marriage of two amazing people. I also especially want to thank both Brian and Stephanie's family and friends who have worked to make this day absolutely unforgettable, and I know that it means the world to them, so thank you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emily Kraft, and Stephanie is one of my absolutely dearest friends. About a year ago, Stephanie came to me and asked if I would be her maid of honor. Without hesitation, I said, of course, but then I quickly followed that up by, wait, does that mean I have to give a speech? Throughout the following month, I tried multiple times to come up with some alternative options. I offered to prepare an interpretive dance, but I was reminded that I have never danced and apparently will never dance at this wedding in any show form. So I was given a no from Stephanie. Then I came up with this brilliant plan that I was actually going to sing this very emotional and sentimental solo karaoke song. I actually practiced somewhere at this very fine Mount Vernon establishment, but that was also given the kibosh by Stephanie as well. So, unfortunately, much to my chagrin, I guess we're going to stick with the traditional speech form. Stephanie and I first met in college where we were both chemistry majors, and the irony of it all is that while I was out actually getting coffee, missing my Dr. Hankins general chemistry morning classes, Stephanie and Brian were just starting to bud their relationship and meet each other. It wasn't for another few years that Stephanie and I really started to become close friends, and yet once we did, our friendship grew quickly. Who knows, maybe it was out of necessity. We did have to survive the mean streets of New Orleans. You know, we had those feather boas and even a rat named Bob. More likely, our friendships grew stronger and stronger because of Stephanie's amazing virtues. words about me and Stephanie, I got really lucky because along with this amazing friend came this guy that seemed to tag along. It was like this package deal. I got a 2-for-1 and I love deals. So, you see, Brian is not just some guy that married my best friend today. I had the fortune of seeing 2 of my very best friends get married today. And now it's time to. Brian is an amazing guy. His laugh is infectious and his heart is enormous. Plus, it doesn't hurt that Brian's idea of a wild and crazy bachelor party was spending the night playing computer games with the guys, so you gotta love that about it. So now it's that time in the speech when I'm supposed to offer some sort of inspirational advice to the newlywed couples, but you all have to understand that I am actually the maid of honor, so I don't actually have a whole lot of marital wisdom to pass on to them. So instead I decided to stick with the experts and share a poem that I was able to find. When the one whose hands you're holding is the one who holds your heart, when the one whose eyes you gaze into gives your hopes and dreams their start, when the one you think of first and last is the one who holds you tight, and the things you plan together make the whole world seem just right, when the one whom you believe in puts their faith and trust in you, when you found the only one you'll share the whole life through. I can't tell you how honored I am today to stand here and to toast 2 absolutely amazing friends. So please raise your glasses with me to Stephanie and Brian. Here's to love, laughter, and a lifetime of happily ever afters. To Stephanie and Brian, congratulations.